Mr. Abdul Qadir. Now, without wanting to take any further time, I must emphasize that this is a rare occasion indeed, even for myself. We rarely do debates inside the mosque. I don't think we've ever had a debate in South Africa inside the masjid. So this is probably a historical occasion from that perspective. I don't think it happens around the world, but in South Africa, subject to correction, this would be the first time that in our history we've ever done a Christian-Muslim debate inside a mosque, and it's a privilege for me to be here, and I would presume that it's a privilege for all of you to be attending this particular event. It's an open book. It's something which is rooted in Islamic tradition. It's not something which is new, but from the 6th and 7th century, during the time of the Prophet, you had him engaging with people from different faiths and different communities, more specifically the Christians in Najran. Let me go into a brief introduction of the debaters for tonight. Dr. James White is the Director of Alpha and Omega Ministries, and that's based in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a Christian apologetics organization based in Phoenix, Arizona, and he's obviously the elder in the Phoenix Reformed Baptist Church. He's also an adjunct professor with the Golden Gate Baptist Theological Seminary. He's married to Kelly and has 2 children, Joshua and Summer Marie. He's also, I'm told, recently a grandfather. So that's quite a long way for me to be there yet. He's written numerous books, including the King James Only Controversy, the Forgotten Trinity, and most recently, it's the Christian perspective on the development and the origin of the Quran. And I had the privilege of engaging him in a stimulating session on Thursday night. I might also add that he reminds me of both Winston Churchill and Jerry Lewis, because he's probably one of the only debaters in the world that comes to every debate wearing a bow tie. And as you can see, that is smartly dressed, and sometimes his dress can be quite overwhelming. So it's a privilege to have you on this historic occasion. On my right, we have Shabir Ali, Dr. Shabir Ali. Both Dr. James White and Dr. Shabir Ali prefer to be called James and Shabir. Shabir Ali has a Bachelor of Arts in Religious Studies from Laurentian University with a specialization in biblical literature. He has an MA in Quranic exegesis and recently acquired his doctorate in study of Quranic exegesis, what we could colloquially describe as Quranic tafsir. He's a noted debater in the world, having debated since 1994 with a leading number of personalities, including probably one of the greatest Christian philosophers of the 20th century, William Lane Craig. He is, in my opinion, arguably one of the best, if not the best, proponent in Islamic, in inverted commas, apologetics in the world today. And so it's my privilege to be moderating a session involving such 2 amiable individuals of such a high caliber. And I think we are in for a treat tonight. The discussion, as has been agreed between the parties, is salvation in the Quran and the Bible. The concept of sin and salvation in the Quran and the Bible. The format for tonight's debate will be as follows. There will be opening arguments of 20 minutes each. This will then be followed by a rebuttal session of 10 minutes. So in other words, the first speaker who speaks for the first 20 minutes would have the first 10 minutes to rebut what the second speaker says. There will then be a question and answer session, and bearing in mind that most people in Pretoria sleep early, we're probably going to have it for approximately half an hour. And when we come to the question and answer session, I will briefly explain and zero in onto the format.